wondering about you. Do you like teenage girls?
When you say teenage, how are we talking?
Girls who are teenagers.
When it comes to Drake, the drama just leveled up into something way bigger. After Karen got publicly checked and told to sit down once his shady moves came to light. Cupcake Kelly is out here scrambling like a fraud caught red-handed, desperate to bury what looks like the start of his downfall. Fans are caught in their feelings over this whole mess, but the meltdown is hard to ignore. Just like their so-called king, his stans are begging the world to look the other way and pretend none of this is happening. But let's be real, nobody's sweeping this under the rug. This week has been nothing but LS for Karen, one after another. And the biggest one, it didn't come from the blogs or the haters. It came from inside his own house. Word is,
Say, Drake, I hear you like I'm young. Certified lover boy, certified pedophile.
Kendrick said this in his recent diss, Not Like Us, and if we see past of Drake, it makes a lot of sense, but in a weird and creepy way. Drake caught red-handed in 2010. At that time, he was 23 years old, and he kissed a minor on stage, and when he asked her age, then he got to know that she was just 17 years old. Drake used to talk a lot with Millie Bobby Brown when she was 14 years old, and she said this about him.
Just texted each other the other day, and he was like, I miss you so much. I was like, I miss you more.
What advice does he give you? Like, what does he say?
About boys, he helps me. What?
I don't know about you, but it sounded weird to me, and this is what 17-years-old Billie Eilish said about Drake.
Drake is like the nicest dude I've ever spoken to. He does not need to be nice.
And there are rumors that he dated Hailey Bieber when she was 14 years old, and he also celebrated Bella Harris's 18th birthday and booked whole restaurants. So yes, this is bizarre. And there are many secrets that you don't know. Click and watch this short video and have
his label has receipts ready to drop, documents and stories stacked up that point straight to Drake's shady past. And if those files see daylight, it could wipe away that polished image he's been hiding behind for years. This isn't just bad press, it's a potential career killer. That kind of revelation doesn't just sting, it shakes the entire foundation of his career. And instead of stepping up and facing it with facts like any honest man would, Drake Kelly is out here moving like nothing's wrong, pretending it's business as usual while the walls close and tighter by the day. This ain't damage control. This is pure denial, and it's making the whole situation look 10 times worse. And to all the Drake stans, I gotta be blunt. Don't get mad at me, but there's no soft way to put this. From selling body pillows with his face plastered across them to hopping on subliminal-filled rants about how the world is against him, Drake is moving strange right now. Add in those bizarre side hustles, like pushing random bathroom products nobody ever asked for, and it looks less like branding and more like a man spiraling in real time. The truth is, this meltdown is painting the worst possible picture. It doesn't feel like confidence, it feels like he's hiding something. Because if he wasn't, why move so erratic the second the internet clowned him? Just yesterday, Drake was online moving like a man on the run, scrambling with posts that only raised more eyebrows instead of clearing anything up. In one post, he dropped a subliminal about not choosing the ski mask life, which is wild, considering this is the same guy who was on Degrassi trying to act hard for the cameras. And then the most bizarre twist, he circles right back to his strange obsession, Pinocchio. The way he framed it, he's basically calling Kendrick Lamar Pinocchio in some coded rant, which only makes his Karen confessions look desperate and delusional. Meanwhile, the label is locked and loaded. UMG has basically confirmed they've got receipts on deck, disturbing details from Drake's past that, if released, could shatter everything. And yet, right in the middle of that storm, Drake is out here obsessing over Pinocchio like it's his autobiography. Instead of damage control, it's feeding the fire and making his other scandals, like Chatter, look even uglier. Let's keep it real. A grown man diving deep into a children's movie while his name is being dragged across the internet? That's not quirky. That's unsettling.
Here are straight facts that prove Kendrick Lamar never lied on his track Not Like Us.
Doc, fuck him up. I'ma do my stuff. Why you pulling like a bitch? You trying to strike a chord, and it's probably...
Drake is like the nicest dude I've ever spoken to. I mean, I've only like texted him, but he's so nice. Like,
I met Drake in an Australian hotel. Honestly, his managers just came up to my dad and said, Drake loves the show, come to his show tonight. And I was like, oh my goodness. And he was such a fanboy, and I was such a fangirl. Honestly, we text all the time now. He helps me with everything. He's amazing. He's a great human being. And we went to dinner afterwards, and we had dinner the next day, and then we met in Sydney.
And if that ain't enough, He even confessed on his track The Heart Part 6 that he looks at teenagers once.
Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Browns. I never looked twice at no teenager.
And with allegations buzzing and his own label allegedly preparing to air him out, the timing couldn't be worse. This isn't just bad optics. It screams desperation. And while Drake tried to disguise it as a subliminal jab at Kendrick Lamar, all it did was make him look stranger than ever. Instead of flipping the narrative, his Karen-style antics backfired, fueling the fire and exposing just how fragile his image really is. But the spiral didn't end there. What he pulled next in a desperate attempt to distract people was even worse. At this point, Drake is starting to look less like a rapper and more like a salesman chasing any dollar he can grab. Rather than addressing the storm of pressure head-on, his big move was suddenly opening a so-called warehouse and unloading the most ridiculous merch drops hip-hop has ever seen. From dog poop bags to body pillows, the rollout looks more like parody than branding. And let's keep it real. If you're buying this mess, Drake doesn't respect you as a fan. These products aren't just bizarre. They're wildly overpriced, almost insulting. But that's the trick. He knows diehards will still pay, just to prove loyalty. That's why it feels less like merch and more like an experiment, testing how far Cupcake Kelly can push the line before his supporters finally wake up. The truth? Most won't. No matter how weird the drops get, no matter how ugly the allegations become, there will always be stands ready to rep blindly. And Drake knows it. That's exactly why he keeps doubling down on wild gimmicks instead of confronting the chaos swallowing his name. It's not repping the culture. It's isolating himself and his fans into a bubble nobody else wants to touch. And here's where it gets wild. At the rate this is going, Drake could easily create one piece of merch so cringe that instantly outs his supporters on sight. To his stans, it'll feel like a badge of honor. To everyone else, it'll scream desperation and blind loyalty. And the scariest part? You know it's only going to get weirder from here. Drake's playbook is starting to look eerily familiar, like he's copying the moves of cult leaders who thrived off controversy. And now, with body pillows and bizarre products already shipping out to fans, the spiral is only accelerating. When you line it up with his For All the Dogs flop, the chaos almost feels intentional, like the failed album rollout was designed to feed this circus all along. But just when you think it couldn't sink any lower, Drake finds a way to drag it further down. His most public statement yet? Instead of clarity, he posted a bizarre recap from his washed-out karaoke megatour. The clip showed him and Ye running around like clowns, but the captions were the real shock. His so-called response to all the pressure read like an incoherent diary entry nobody asked for. He actually wrote, "Stop acting like Karma don't love me, asking me where to be. I just tell her do what you please. Either that or move on to them as you've done to me." What? Instead of sounding confident, it came off like scrambled nonsense, making him look even more unhinged. This was supposed to be his big statement, but it made him look like he's spiraling into pure embarrassment. His captions read like post-game excuses from the biggest loser on the court, hollow, confusing, and pathetic. At this stage, Drake doesn't even seem to know what he's saying. He's just tossing out sloppy lines, hoping to distract the media from the real storm brewing behind the scenes. A label allegedly sitting on files that could flip his career upside down. Meanwhile, Drake running around with cupcakes, gimmicks, and clown posts only makes him look ridiculous. All this forced love talk and random distractions don't hide the fact that he's scattered, lost, and piecing together a sloppy image just to act like he's winning when everybody can see he's not. It's desperate, it's messy, and it shows just how far gone he really is. When someone is under this much pressure and chooses to respond by clowning harder than ever, that's not strength, it's panic. Instead of addressing anything head-on, Drake is stumbling into the spotlight like an uncalculated fool, chasing attention while pretending everything's under control. The truth is, every antic Drake pulls just chips away at his credibility, and fans are starting to see the cracks forming in real time. What was once confidence now reads as desperation. And the deeper this spiral goes, the uglier the fallout could get. If the truth that's hanging over his head finally drops, the image Drake has carefully built for over a decade could come crashing down. And let's be clear, if that happens, it won't just be his downfall, it'll send shockwaves through the entire music industry. Because when a figure this big in hip-hop unravels, it forces everyone around him to face the consequences. Collaborators, labels, even artists who tied their image to his brand, they'll all have to reckon with a reality that nobody saw coming. And the scary part is, the picture waiting to be revealed may not be pretty at all. Drake knows it, his label knows it, and the culture is starting to realize it too. So, with all this laid out, where do you stand on Drake's spiral? Is he officially the biggest clown in hip-hop right now, or do you think there's still some way he can pull himself out of this mess? Because every move he's made lately screams panic, and the harder he tries to snatch attention, the more pathetic it looks. Is this proof he's completely spiraling after all these exposés, or is he just trapped in a mess of his own making? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I know this debate is about to get heated. And if you stuck with me all the way through this breakdown, you already know the drill. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your people so more of hip-hop can see the truth about what's really going on. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.